Some books can literally change your life, and in this video, I'm going to talk about one book that not only helped me in improving my English language skill, but also made me a better teacher. If you're interested, keep watching. If you're new to this channel, my name is Roman. I'm founder of Roman PTE. We provide online and face-to-face classes to people all over the world and help them get the desired score in PTE academic exam. In this video, I'm going to talk about one book that changed my life and made me a better teacher as well. The name of that book is Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. This is a pocket-sized book, although it's a little bulkier. And I first found this book when I was preparing for entrance examination around 14 years ago. At that time, it was really important for me to have a good command over the language, English language, to be selected in the merit list. At that time, it was really important for me to have an A's over other students to be selected in the merit list because there were around 14 to 20,000 students appearing in the competition and only 43 would be selected. And English language skill would often be a determining factor. So I was looking for books which could help me in improving my skills, and vocabulary would be one of those important foundation skills required to excel in the test. And I came across this book by Norman Lewis, Word Power Made Easy. At first, the book was a little intimidating because although it was small in size, it was quite bulky and it looked like a small dictionary, the kind that you can hold in your pocket. So I was not really sure whether or not to go through the book, and I then decided I will read a few chapters, and if I'm not interested or if I don't find the book that much useful, I can always stop and start looking for the alternatives. And that's how I started looking at the book. And when I went through a few chapters, then I immediately felt like this is the kind of book I was looking for. This is the type of learning I prefer. Because the method this book employs is called etymological learning. This is a method of learning where whenever you are learning something new, you break it into smaller components and try to understand the meaning of each component so that it helps you to learn new ideas in the future. Let me help you to understand this with the help of one example. Let's say that I'm learning a new word, spectacular, the meaning of which is worthy of seeing, something really good to see. Now, in etymological learning, what we do is we break the word into individual components. Here, it would be spect and cula. Now, let's forget about cula for now and just focus on spect. Spect in Latin means to see or vision. Now, because I know spect means to see or vision, it helps me to guess the meaning of the other new words which have this root inside them. For example, I can guess meaning of inspector, I can guess meaning of prospect, I can guess meaning of spectrum, I can guess meaning of retrospect, and so on. In fact, I can also say why spectacles are called spectacles, because they help us to see. And this is how I teach vocabulary in the class, and which many students find interesting and effective. They ask me, how did I learn this? And I often tell them it's because of the book by Norman Lewis. And then I realized maybe this is something I should tell others as well. If any one of you is interested, then perhaps you can benefit from the book and learn words which will stay with you not just for 1 month or 1 year, but almost for your life, because I can still remember the words that I learned 14 years ago. And it's not just 1 or 2 words. I remember almost 3,000 words I learned 14 years ago. And all the credit for that goes to this book. Although not all those words I learned from the book, but I learned the concept. I learned how to learn new vocabularies. So let me tell you something about the organization of the content in the book. It starts with some common prefix, suffix, and roots in English language. Most of the roots in English language come from Greek or Latin language. And that's why the book starts by telling you meaning of these roots. And then with the help of that, it builds on your knowledge and tells you about more and more complicated vocabularies. In each chapter, you learn a few roots, and with the help of that, you start expanding your vocabulary. At the end of each chapter, there are some exercises that you can do to test your knowledge. At the end of the book, there is a list of most common vocabularies used in contemporary English, which I find quite useful also for PTE examination, because most of the words in this list are the complicated words we see in the test, which many students find scary in the exam. But if you go through the book cover to cover, as I did, I don't think there will be anything that can hold you back from answering the questions, especially in reading section. So those of you who are struggling with your reading and writing fill in the blanks and you have no idea what to do, you have gone through all the questions available, you have seen all the past questions, you can remember all the answers, but still you find exam difficult or you have not been able to get the score, this is the book you should go through. If you do not have time to go through everything, at least go through the vocabularies at the end of the book and answer the questions at the end of each chapter. This will help you in enhancing your understanding of English vocabulary and will help you in the future as well. This learning method not only helped me in learning English, in fact, it has helped me almost everywhere. These days, whenever I'm learning something new, I find it quite easy. The reason for that is the meaning of the words intuitively comes to me, and that is because I know about the roots used in the words. That is the reason why when explaining answers in the class, when trying to learn something new, or when trying to decode a complex paragraph, I don't find it that difficult. Sometimes I've even helped native speakers to understand the history of a word, to understand the origin of the word, and they have told me that they found it quite easier because of the explanation I gave them. So, yes, learning a new vocabulary can be intimidating and we all forget after some time, but there are some methods that can help us in becoming a better learner. And this is one of them. Etymological learning is always the way to go whenever you are learning a new word or whenever you are trying to improve your vocabulary. If you want to find more information about this book, you can ask me personally by writing in the comments, or if there are any other books that you found interesting or effective while preparing for English language, please share it in the comments so that others can benefit from your experience. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. And if you think that we are providing you useful contents, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Keep practicing. All the best for your exam, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a good time.